Well, Human Race was founded in 1986. Our founding artistic director, Susie Bassani, gathered a group of artists together that were theater artists living here in Dayton. And the decision was that there was no professional theater in Dayton, Ohio. There was no place for the professional artists living in this area to work. Students that we were training at area colleges had no place to gain employment here. They had to go elsewhere. So the idea of setting up a company here in town that would serve both the artists that were living here and be able to cultivate future talent was of major importance. And so that's really why the company was founded. The idea of Human Race was to build on the resources that we had in this community, the artists that were living and working here and raising families. There were three founders that really were the sort of the backbone of putting the company together, gathering the money. And then there were a handful of artists, I would say probably about 6, that were really involved in that, 6 to 8 artists that were involved. I mean, now we're a staff of about 12 people. We bring in a couple hundred actors and artists a year, both casting locally, regionally, and nationally. So the company in that 22 years has grown from a small, very living out of a briefcase sort of company to a major regional theater that has a good, solid reputation outside this community. So we operate our full-time season at the Loft Theater, which is downtown Dayton, right next to the Victoria Theater. It's a beautiful 219-seat thrust stage. It's only 6 rows deep, so the audience is never far away from the action that's going on the stage. And then annually we produce one show as part of the Victoria Theater's Broadway series. So we're sort of both in the small space and the large space, as well as educational touring productions and a series of classes. So we have an education center where we teach classes to all ages of students. So, you know, when you look at 1986 and where we were to where we are now, it's been a huge growth and very exciting for all of us. We do 6 productions a year in the Loft Theater, 6 major productions a year in the Loft Theater, typically 1 on the Victoria stage, so that's 7 major productions, an in-school touring show, and then we do workshops. We have some of our teen performances, so our teen conservatory performs. We have summer programming that has both workshops and full productions. So, I mean, we're a year-round organization. There's no such thing as a theater season anymore. We all just continue to produce all the time. We continue to sort of try to live out our mission, which is to select scripts that we feel speak to us as humanity. We explore the human condition and select plays that startle us into a renewed awareness of ourselves. So we want the material that we put on stage to somehow speak to us. Yes, it can make us laugh, it can entertain us, but we see entertaining as a much broader definition. Entertaining takes us out of ourselves. It makes us stop and think. Theater has always been the mirror of society, so we feel that that is part of our job, is to hold ourselves up, take a look at ourselves. That's how we evaluate who we are as a people. We can laugh at ourselves. We can cry with ourselves sometimes, and that's sort of what it is. And we select shows that I believe fit that. You know, the shows that used to be New York shows, Broadway shows, well, they're not being developed in New York anymore. They're being developed in the regions. And so we have a great opportunity to tap into that, to be able to give artists a secure, nurturing environment to develop those shows. We can start on a small scale here and then they can grow. And that's sort of what we've been doing over the last couple of years. So I think we're going to continue to develop new works, be able to present those pieces to our audiences, let them feedback first. They have conversations and dialogues with the writers to say, hey, we like that, or we didn't quite buy that, you need to rework that part. Our audiences are really good at letting actors and letting artists know what they feel about the shows. I think you're also going to see us continue to bring the newest pieces, the newest styles of theater, because that's who we are. We can't play it safe. We're going to have to continue to sort of live on the edge, which is precarious at best, but I think that's what our audiences expect from us.